He forgot to listen, absolutely. He also forgot to do some research, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Guys, in those last 5 sales calls, who did the majority of the talking? If you're telling yourselves that you did the majority of the talking, you might have just seen yourself in the customer's eyes. And our level of service is not differentiating us. Look, those last 5 sales calls that you've made, who did the majority of the talking? Another question you're going to want to ask yourself is, what was the discussion centered around? Was it centered around the new alternator promotion that you got going? What was it? Is the conversation always around that new starter? Is it always around the antifreeze? Is it always around the oil? Worse than product discussion, is the conversation always social? I'm working with a power sports distributor selling to the dealers of Harley-Davidson and the non-branded motorcycle shops around the country. And they call it counter racing. Is the entire sales call social? Talking about the upcoming race? Talking about the car that we're rebuilding? If it is, service is not our differentiator. Think about those last 5 calls. What is the discussion about? Are we simply reacting to problems? Hey guys, is reacting to problems, getting them the part when they need the part of service? Of course it is. But if we find that most of our interaction with the customer is reactive rather than proactive, we're going to have a hard time differentiating ourselves through our service levels. One more time. If our interaction is mostly problem solving, reacting to a crisis, reacting to the problem that they have, and solving that problem, getting them that part, if that's what the problem is, we need to do it. But if that's the majority of what we're doing, we have very little differentiation in our service strategy. We need to do it. But the differentiation is going to be very, very small. Do you understand the needs of your customer? Guys, take this concept back with you. The top producing salespeople in the world that I've had a chance to work with, those who truly differentiate themselves through the service and their interaction, what they have in their mind is something called a suspected needs process. Write those words down. The suspected needs process. And it says, man, if I, in my day-to-day sales activities, if I'm going to interact with shop owners, what are they thinking about relative to their business? Like, are they thinking about the brands that we carry? I don't think so. Hey, if I'm going to be interacting with the service technician, man, what do they think about relative to their business? If I'm dealing with the bookkeeper in the organization, we got to ask ourselves the question, what are their suspected needs? Third question is, do you understand the needs of your customer? Look, the suspected needs process will be something like this. The top producing salespeople in the world, they're going to list down the types of individuals that they interact with. In this case, it might be the store managers. And then we're going to ask ourselves, what are the fundamental issues that we find store managers dealing with every day? It might be that they need to find a way to increase the average sale size. They need to improve customer loyalty. They need to ensure that their staff on the floor has the knowledge to be able to upsell and to sell the product once the customer comes in so that we don't lose them. Store managers are interested in inventory control, keeping the cost of inventory where it needs to be. They're interested in database marketing and marketing success. Those are some of the needs of the store managers. Think about the last 5 sales calls you made on a store manager. Have your conversation centered around any of those items on the list? Or is it some of the other things we've talked about? That's service when it becomes a differentiator. When we truly work to understand the needs of the customer. How about when we're interacting with the technician? What are some of their concerns? They're concerned with having a positive work environment, an environment where they can get the job done, a work environment where they're proud to go to work. Man, with the changing technology in the autos that they're dealing with, they're concerned with how are they going to be able to keep up, remain skilled in this industry with all the changing technology. They're concerned about the time that it's going to take to complete the jobs. I mean, at its base level, you know, they're concerned, are we going to have the part when the job is scheduled? I mean, that's part of what we need to do. They're concerned with getting the job done right the first time. Is that fair? They're concerned with customer satisfaction, ensuring that their customers are satisfied. Do you truly understand the needs of the customer? And are these the things that are driving the conversations between us and our customers? That's service when it becomes a differentiator. And how about the shop owners, man? What are their concerns? What are their suspected needs? It might be, you know, they're interested in cost versus value of the parts that we're and the maintenance products that we're selling to them. They're concerned with improving the efficiency within that shop, delivery accuracy, profitability, as we talked about, warranties and the ease of getting the warranties taken care of and the like. Do you truly understand the needs of your customer? The first critical success factor, when service becomes a differentiator, to take more from the market than the market is prepared to give us, is customer focus, customer focus, customer focus.